back out for another day of wrenching. Hopefully get pretty far in the project here. It's getting real close, got to get the fuel tank in, but look at this view. Got some snow on the ground, heading out to the shop. The hills are white. Gorgeous. All right, guys. I'm gonna be putting you on a big old time lapse just because we got cleater racing in the dang ARCA series in here. So I'm gonna be pretty preoccupied, but we got the behind bars race cars tank going in. This thing, I had them put a drain. They don't normally come with a drain, but I had them put a drain in so we can be swapping between pump gas and E85 at the track. And yeah, so we just gotta fit it up into this area. I got to square it up between the frame rails here, and then I can work on bending my straps, which I put over here. So got to bend these straps to fit the tank, and a little bit of a process, nothing too crazy though. Should be able to knock this out, and then I will start making some -10 fuel lines. We got some really nice stuff here, and I'm gonna just try and get this tank mounted up and get the straps bent, and so we can keep moving on. All right, so we got one of these straps completely mounted, and I made the bends like super tight and good, but then I put their tape that they supply in here and it kind of moved things around. So I'm glad I did this one at a time because I'll need to kind of take that into account on this one. I might even put the tape on it to make these kind of final bends up here at the top to make it, but I mean, it is solid. I'll just make sure to put some tape and leather or something soft up here to make sure that it's not gonna rub through or anything. But yeah, we'll get one more of these straps knocked out, and then the straps are good. I'll lower back down and we'll start making some fuel lines. All right, so we got the straps knocked out, and we even got the first fuel line, the feed coming from the tank that's gonna go into our filter. I'm gonna use the stock filter mount here to mount this up into place. And I did have to drill a new hole in it, but that guy there, gonna mount right there, give me some clearance for a line, because I'm running my fuel lines up the driver's side of the car, and my fuel pressure regulator and flex fuel sensor and everything's gonna be mounted up there on the driver's side firewall since I wire tucked it. But yeah, we got the line started, and we'll just continue to make our -10 feed and return lines. We've been throwing together the fuel system here. I'm gonna show you how we're doing these PTFE fittings. We got the Vibrant Performance. This is just a straight one. We got this little olive in here that we'll use here in a second, but I'm gonna start from scratch. We got the real nice Fragola. This is -8 braided with a coating on the outside. And so yeah, we're just gonna walk you through this. First off, we're gonna take a razor blade. Doesn't really matter. I've been kind of cutting more than I think I need to, but basically just kind of running it. You can kind of feel the razor hit the braided line on the other side. If you're better with a razor blade, this isn't really that tough, but I'm a little nervous whenever I'm using one.
Perfect.
Something like that.
You got just the braided line with the PTFE insert.
Right. All right, so once you got the outer layer off, you're gonna get your little screwdriver or pick or whatever you're using right in between the braids and the PTFE liner. And you just gotta get a nice little space of the PTFE for that olive to fit down in. Work it around.
As he opens it up, it gives you a little room around the outside.
So you get a nice little pocket here.
Now you can see the whole edge here. There's nothing around where you can, the braid's pushed out the whole way.
Perfect. Immediately got ahead of ourselves. You got to get the bottom of the fitting onto the line. You still can do it, just as a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I'm going to show you because I messed this one up.
Always got to put the little...
Always got to put the bottom on before you start spreading things, but Ben's got some real nice Earl's assembly lube here.
It also helps to put the lube in those threads is easier before you slip it onto the line.
So you can still do it, kind of redo everything we just did.
Yeah, neck it down good.
Boom. Get that on there.
No, it's on there.
So now we're dialed. Get her back into soft jaws here. Get your screwdriver back in.
And yeah, just kind of work that. You know, you don't want to spread it too much, but enough you can get the olive in there without catching one of those little filaments into the olive fitting.
Boom. So now,
lube it. And essentially, the inner part of the olive is going to go around the outside of that, but inside the metal.
Ben polished up this punch as a nice little tool to not really score up this, but to kind of work this very top outer edge of the PTFE liner in there.
You want this not to be in any way pinched, just a nice round PTFE line. It'll help putting the second part in.
We got the collar, work it in, just press her down. And for whatever reason, this is the -8 I'm using for the line, but it's already just really, really good. Here, I got a light.
Yep. So you can see like right on the edge, right there, you want to make sure the edge, right on the edge there, make sure that's flush. But
so I'm gonna work this a little bit here.
Tuck in the edges, just make sure nothing's sticking out. There's a little bit of a ridge you can tuck the PTFE liner into. Now you can see like before, there's nothing sticking out there. It's all tucked in, so that'll slip. Because you're slipping this, so that fitting has to slip directly inside there without catching the liner.
You can kind of feel it, it's looking good, and then just boop, bam.
And pushes right in.
Nice. All right, so now we got her switched over in the soft jaws, and I'm just gonna kind of use some body weight, nothing too critical.
Just kind of make sure none of these metal things are sticking into the threads, but they're all trimmed
pretty
flush.
Clean cut. I got the threads lubed up real good here, and we like starting these by hand. My hand's all lubricated, so that's a little tough.
Right, back it off.
Kind of wanting to...
Yeah, you can sometimes back it off and make sure you're on a nice fresh start. These aluminum threads are very sensitive.
Yeah, aluminum fine thread. Yeah, it feels a little odd. I'm going to take this off and take a look at them here.
Yeah, see what we can find.
They look good on the top.
It's just a little shiny spot right on the edge there.
Yep.
So just a little bit of binding.
Yeah, on the bottom too.
I like the coil nut.
That's moving.
It's already been threading here. It's got 2 full turns.
If you get any binding on those, just back it off, because that was the first one that we've had an issue with.
You're right.
But other than that,
it was butter.
It should pull itself in pretty good. And then when you start getting close, you don't need to bottom it out. It's like this. Pretty dang close.
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
We'll go one half
usually
a turn
go.
from there and be
Yeah,
perfect.
we'll line up
Or
the
just one flat.
Go one flat. Boom. And usually just one more nice little yoink. Perfect. Now.
Exactly. Something.
That's pretty good.
There's a nice little gap there, but not quite touching.
Woo! All right, guys, big update here. We got the tank installed. Got everything wired into it. We got the Magnafuel filter in the stock filter location. Just had to drill an extra little hole in the bracket. That was easy. And then I got the feed ran all the way. What do we got here? What do we got here? It's a little dark under here. Got it coming down. Got some P-clamps on the side of the frame. We go through transmission cross member hole. Then we got our Magnafuel Y to some -8s up to the backs of the fuel rails. So we've got the fuel system plumbed from the tank to the rails. Now I'm gonna drop the car down and start on the front of it, but really happy with where we're at so far. And yeah, gonna lower the car down and keep on moving. We're back up on top here. We got the lines to the back of the rails. So I'm really trying to plan out where to put my regulator, and my catch can's taking up some prime time real estate here, and I can clock it every which way. And so Ben came up with the idea to move the catch can down here to the frame rail. I can drill some new holes and put some rib nuts in it. We're basically gonna try and put the regulator right there and just kind of, get this catch can out of the way and see what it looks like. All right, guys, so we got quite the little contraption here. I'm gonna switch this up a little bit, but got the bracket and a little scrap pin over here, and we're gonna cut right where it's yellow there, and then I'm gonna probably cut this little tip right off because we're gonna use that back hole. All right, guys, so we are back at it this morning. We're gonna try and wrap up the fuel system and just keep this project moving. Maybe get the transmission in if this goes well, but really we just have to make a line that's gonna come from here all the way around, going to the regulator here. You gotta make a line from here into the fuel rail right here, and then also gotta make the return line, which is where our flex fuel sensor is gonna go. And Ben came up with the idea to use a hole saw, and I think it's actually gonna work pretty good. We'll bore this out pretty big, put a grommet here, and then the return line's gonna kinda go through the K-member, away from the headers, away from the heat, and really just try and isolate the fuel system away from anything that could get hot. Probably end up putting the flex fuel sensor down there somewhere once I can figure out where I'm gonna mount it, but that would be the last little bit. So got a few more fittings to wrap up here, but it is shaping up good. I'll probably modify this bracket, make it look a little better, but it's actually not too bad. Tighten that down, but otherwise just kind of keep the fuel system serviceable. And yeah, we're just gonna keep on moving. We got the fuel system completely done. You'll be able to see it because it's the only stuff that's nice and clean and new down here, but we got a -10 feed and a -10 return. We got both lines ripping up the driver's side here. Looking good, looking good. We got our Motion Raceworks flex fuel sensor block here with a GM flex fuel sensor. And the return line goes up through the frame rail there to the regulator up top, which I'll get to. But otherwise, we got the Magnafuel Y up to the back of the rails, looking good. I'll drop her back down and show you the top side, but I'm gonna work on getting the bell housing on and try and stab this transmission back in and get the bottom side closer to being wrapped up. Looking good. All right, we got the old TKX out of the bag here. Got the input shaft all cleaned up. Looking good. Got the bell housing on, and with a good amount of teamwork here, we're just gonna muscle this thing up into there, get her stabbed in. All right, boys, we got the tranny in. stabbed up, ready to roll. About to throw the drive shaft in. Got the bolts cleaned up, but no! We are moving good on this project here. We're all fired up. We got a dart block 347 with some boost, with a TKX behind it, ready to rip. We've been making some progress, and we are flushing the fuel lines that go up to the rails. And I just want to show y'all, they're already flushed, but these things are rowdy. All right, go for it. All right, we got fuel, looking good. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. We moved right along, got the fuel system knocked out, made a lot of those dang PTFE fuel lines, which, you know, once you get the hang of it, they're not too bad. It was fun being able to kind of route things where I wanted it. Sure, things could be a little bit better, but overall, they didn't leak. They're all good. This project's moving right along. We only got, I think, one more or two more before we fire this baby up. And then once we do that, we're gonna be heading to the dyno. Then after that, we're gonna start hitting some races and start having some fun with this thing. This summer's been awesome, so it's really cool to look back at all these videos and see how much fun we ended up having. So thank you for following along with the project. As a reminder, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay rippin'.